Hey YouTube, coming at you with a greatly mixed team that is mine. And if you've been around on this channel for a while, I don't know why I just unzipped my zipper right in front of the microphone. If you've been around on my channel for a while, you'll know 3 of these 5 Pokemon are Pokemon that I've leaned on in the past. So for those of you who are newer to the channel, these 3 Pokemon plus Swampert and togedemaru are basically my 5 go-to Pokemon over the 20 seasons of GBL. I'm very comfortable with these Pokemon. I know pretty much all the matchups you're going to get into these Pokemon. And I know how to use this Pokemon, when to throw moves, when to just take the moves and stuff like that. So, there's a lesson in the title, and it's a lesson with GBL in general. Don't blindly, I always say this, don't blindly follow content creators' team. 2 reasons. 1, if you're going it blindly, you probably don't know the ins and outs on the team. And 2, generally the content creators that are using the Pokemon probably know how to use the Pokemon in certain scenarios better than you do. And this is 3 of the 5 here. So even though there's some weaknesses on this team, I mean, overall, it's a pretty balanced team, quite honestly, right? You have Sableye weak to Fairy, Ninetales will deal with that, and then lickitung is a safe swap. You know, I don't have a Ninetales is weak to ground and rock and water, and I don't have direct answers to those. So it's not like the best team, but it's one that I'm comfortable with. And you will likely pick up some wins if you have a team that you are just generally comfortable with, even if it's not like I think it's a pretty decent team, but even if it's not like the best team, just like the comfort of knowing the Pokemon can probably help you out there. So let's take a look at some battles. Okay, so Bastiodon on the lead. This is probably my best answer to Bastiodon, quite honestly. So we're just going to stay in. I'm running the Shadow Sableye on the lead. I have often run Purified in the past, but I do think the Shadow is better now that it has access to Power Gem. So I will shield this, knowing that I will get to maybe 2 more foul plays before they get to a move, and they decide to come and almost snipe me, and kind of slow on the reflexes there. Do end up... I forgot how many charms it was to get to like the crunch and the close combat that this has, so I decided just to do that. And now... oh no, a dragon that resists everything. Well, I'm still a Shadow Ninetales that's gonna overheat you. So this is still gonna do like 50+%. So overheat is the nuke. Some people are like, why don't you just run Weather Ball, Scorching Sands for coverage? Nah. Overheat, blast everything, resist it or not, it is gonna do a ton of chip damage. And now this is where lickitung kind of comes into play. Basically, it is just the bulk on this team that is going to be able to absorb the damage, right? I've used both shields already, but I've used them on Sableye and Ninetales that are generally the glassier Pokemon on this team. I mean, Sableye's not, well, with the Shadow it is a little bit more on the glassy side now, but at this point it is Sableye and Ninetales that are going to burn the shields, and lickitung that is just in general not going to. Not like you saw me shield here, it just depends on like how the matchup plays out. But generally a strong Pokemon. They snipe me, so really nice snipe there. But one of the reasons that I've leaned on lickitung in the past is just its insane bulk, able to lick down an Altaria, even though I was in a really bad matchup there. Get to the body slam, still take it out. There we go. Sableye into Rapidash. So this is a bad lead because Rapidash is half fairy, half psychic. So I do stay in to throw some moves. This is where I forgot the community move. I totally forgot the community. So this is someone who's like been in the game so long, because Rapidash was one of the main Pokemon. So it's a bad lead in the fact that it is a fairy, but I forgot it is also half psychic. So psychic takes you Perfector from the claw. And neutral of foul play. So that's why I stayed in. I've played, what is the limited cup that this thing? Psychic Cup, for sure, a ton of times. And for those of you who played Psychic Cup before, know that Galarian Rapidash is one of the go-to, but it was a go-to with Body Slam and Mega Horn. And so that was the moveset that I had in my mind there, Body Slam and Mega Horn. And when they threw that quick, I'm like, there's no way that's Mega Horn. That's a resisted Body Slam. I forgot that these Pokemon got community days, and that community day is Wild Charge. So I got Wild Charge there, just like not remembering the move. That's what happened there. Low Kicks comes in. I am just going to chip it here, get to the Ninetales. It's a Bug and Dark. It's really attack heavy though, so I'm afraid this could be like a hard hitting dark move. So I just shield, come out with some energy though, and I know that the Rapidash is dry because it threw a wild charge and bailed. And Doug Trio, this team is super spicy, but this is again where you're coming in here with lickitung. I'm going to shield this because Doug Trio is a very attack heavy Pokemon. So I'm going to grab a shield here and then probably still be able to live a move and then lick down and come out with a body slam here is probably my goal. So I'm going to take a move here. But again, lickitung is just insane bulk. It's a Pokemon that I relied on constantly as a safe swap in the past like 6 years. The one turn lick move, the bulk, the spam of the body slam is just a great Pokemon. Okay, bad lead, have to come lickitung. They could Moonblast and Bill. It is a Golurk. I should have bait here. Okay, good. I mentioned in another video that you should probably almost always bait Golurk because they are so glassy. They're often to shield, right? And look how much these licks are super effective. I can see myself trying to go for power up here. I don't even think I need to. Oh, I forgot they have dynamic punch too. Yeah. I remember not shielding. I'm like, oh, Ghost is resisted. And then I'm like, oh yeah, dynamic punch. That's not great. And then I'm like, it's just a shadow punch. But that shadow punch on shadow does like 50%. So I'm like, okay, Ninetales, you have to try and sweep here. And it is a double ground in the back. And that came fast. I'm like, oh crap. This thing got buffed with brutal swing. So now I got to just kind of shield everything here. But the problem with Ninetales is it's great when you can get to like some overheats, but Fire Spin Weather Ball is not going to put on as much pressure as you need it to. So I was hoping that I could, at this point, shield and Fire Spin down and come out with like an overheat. But one thing about this season is the switch timer is a lot faster. So had this been the previous season, I probably could have Fire Spin 2 more times and then I would have got to the overheat here before they got to a move. But unfortunately, that 50-second timer 100% cost me this matchup because now I could not get to the overheat that I needed to take that out. And they already loaded from the beginning. And then unfortunately, Power Jump, not enough non-stab Power Jump. Return is obviously the better damage per energy move, but it's a higher energy move at that. So a second Clefable, so we'll play this again, just going straight lickitung. This time they're staying in. I may shield. Yeah, Moonblast hurts. It'd be a weird bait at this point, but Moonblast does hurt a lot, and I'll respect that. So knowing that Moonblast would take me down to like the yellow. I know I often say, I said even at the beginning of this video, like save shields for Sableye and Ninetales. Yes, in general, that is how I play the team, but you also need to be aware of like situational things. And lickitung has one weakness: fighters. If they didn't immediately come in with a fighter and they're staying in with their fairy, it means they do not have a direct answer to this. They're going to try and chip a ton, which is when I would shield. Whereas past times I say like, oftentimes if you want to secure the win, you do that, you chip, and then you get into the other thing. And they did, right? They secured the switch in the one shield, which is what they did there. So I expected the Moonblast there. It is a Swampert there, unfortunately. So this is just a, again, pretty hard counter-ish. Walreine's kind of evenish in the middle, but Swampert up my Ninetales and Clefable on my Sableye. So they did not shield that move, which means that I can shield their move and take this out, get to a foul play, which will grab the shield on Swampert. And now I want to try and get out, but I don't think I can yeah, I'm switch locked. How much energy do I have? An overheat probably takes this out from this range, but they're going to get to a move before me. Yeah, there's not much you can do there, right? It's just like hard countered front and back, and then if you don't flip the mid game, you just really don't have a shot there. Okay, good lead this time though. So I expect them probably to leave, and they left into Whiscash. And again, I don't have an amazing answer to Whiscash, but I do have another good answer to Drifblim, and that is lickitung. So with the energy advantage and the mud shot nerf here, I'm definitely just going to take advantage of this and stay in this matchup. And just with the hard hitting shadow claws, knowing that I can just kind of like double shield here, keep switch, and align Sableye or Lickitung on the Drifblim, and then we'll have to see what's in the back. And they give up switch, trying to like snipe me. And it is a fairy, so Swift, Moonblast resisted, okay. And lowers my attack. So lowering my attack means that this is going to put this like in the red. Not even. And Swift may take me out. But that's okay if it does, because then I can actually come in and lick and get ahead on energy here. Game lags me a bit there, but that's okay. They're not going to get to Moonblast. So I was supposed to say probably throw Swift, but they do not even do that. Drifblim comes in. The only problem with this Drifblim matchup is I have no charge moves. Power Whip and Body Slam are both resisted. But basically what I'm doing is just like waiting to do that, reset on the Icy Wind, and now it just plays a fast move damage team at this point, right? So I honestly don't need to throw this move here. I could just continue to claw and lick because that's all I need to take this out. That was actually a really dumb. I mean, I'm gonna have 3 moves here, so it's fine. I will combo it out. But when you have 2 fast move damaged Pokemon, oh, they only have 1 shield. Yeah, so I guess again, yeah, okay. If they have 1 shield and you have like 3 moves combined, sure, take it out. But I didn't need to. I could just like claw and lick down. A really problem from this team, which I saw multiple times and I played it differently each time, and I don't think I won one of the matchups, is Pangoro lead. Because Pangoro walls Sableye's moves, except for, yeah, walls all the moves because it's half fighting. So walls all the moves. Lickitung's lick is resisted. You'd have to get to Body Slam, and their karate chops and close combats would hurt. And then at best, you have a neutral Ninetales, which I'm using here as a safe swap, which is a terrible, terrible safe swap. So there are sort of core breakers and tough parts to this team. And Pangoro is one of them. And I think I saw, for not seeing them anywhere for a long time, I think I saw like 2 or 3 on the lead here. And I won 1. I went 1 and 2 against Pangoro leads, because I remember putting in 1 as a title when I won it, saying Pangoro win. So it's not impossible, but the other 2 I did lose. It's tough. And whenever you run like a Pokemon with the same first fast move, and that fast move is a pretty damage more move than a energy move like Shadow Claw and Lick, you run the risk that this is a possibility when you run into like normal or dark typings like this. You run the risk of putting yourself in just a terrible situation right off the bat, and that's exactly what's happening here. So again, is there options for this? I mean, Licky with rollout. Rollout is still resisted, but I guess you get to the moves faster. But that's still a normal typing against a fighter, which is not a great matchup anyways. Or you just go with like a different safe swap. But again, this is the remix, so your safe swaps are a little more limited. Another good lead. This time they are staying in. So we'll grab a shield here, because this will take them out, and they have a ton of energy, so they are not going to go down with this energy. I think I can easily match and take this switch. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just throwing the move here because I don't know count-wise, but I don't want to risk one more. So let's just throw this, try and get this out. And they shield again. I assume I let go. And what I'm going to do, come Lickitung? Okay, just come Lickitung to take those resisted Astonish moves. And they have a Carbink. So honestly, this is where I want to see the Carbink, because Rock is super effective against Ninetales. So we are just going to spam licks, not spam, but throw licks and bodies and Power Whips. Power Whip is super effective on the Rock. Wouldn't be surprised if I shield just to like preserve some health here. But okay. You don't need to, because you'll live, and I'll get one more move off here to chip it into the red. So I can basically take it with this anyways. I don't need to shield. And then they get out into Abomasnow. Love to see it. Every move is resisted. I will come out with a move. Don't need to worry about shielding. Yeah, so once I got that on Ninetales on the Abomasnow, they had no shot. And another Pangoro. I wonder if this is the win or loss. I've got a couple wins. So last time I switched into Ninetales, this time I'm going to stay in here. And I know every move is resisted. I know close combat with the ghost typing means that they're just going to throw Night Slash. So I end up shielding here. I probably would have wanted to throw the move one before having this situation, as opposed to having to shield there. I think I can take it to the one shield because I think I can get to my second move before they get to their third. And they do shield, right? So I'm just going to throw it right away. This will chip. It'll put in the yellow. Oh, they double shield. But at this point, they have like probably like 80 plus energy. So I come Ninetales because, again, Lick is resisted. And now I'm worried about a close combat, so I got to shield this anyways. And I think they go double Night Slash. No boost, though, so even though it's a Night Slash this time, it's not as bad as it could be, but still does a ton of damage. Cresselia. So I'm just going to overheat this thing because even lickitung with Lick, it's going to take a long time to get this down. So let's just chip this as much as we can. Put it in Lick range. It is a Skarmory. So we'll keep chipping with Lick and Body Slam. One Sky Attack is not going to take me out. So they're going to have to throw two. One Brave Bird is going to put me pretty low. I don't think it takes you out. I think it'll probably put me in like the red. I probably can live a Brave Bird from this range. It'll be like close, but I bet you I could live one. And I do. And can I get to a move here? I can. Trying to take this out because now, am I going to instant swap? I am going to instant swap. They do get to a move. If I remember, they throw Grass Knot, though. Yeah, they throw Grass Knot. I just throw the Weather Ball right away just because like, that could take it out, and it does. And a Fire Spin down for the win. So you can get out of Pangoro, but they did end up double shielding there. So kind of got lucky. Okay, I think this is the last matchup. Again, not a great lead. You're just going to get outpaced to these. So I tried to like catch. Which, trying to catch on with your hardest answer, they definitely have a water in the back. And I shield it. What am I doing? They're going to have an answer. Yeah, Marowak is the answer. And I just go Weather Ball. What am I? Okay, no wonder I'm going to lose this matchup. I'm doing everything that I said you should never do. You shouldn't come in with your hardest, a fire at that, into a grass. You should never do that. They have an answer. Never shield that one because they're probably going to have an answer in the back. So shielding it means I'm down to shield just to get punished anyways. So now I lost switch. I'm down to shield. And they still have a somewhat energy-filled Venusaur here that I need to respect the frenzies for because those are going to hurt. And then I put myself in a brutal situation. Yeah, jeez. Unless they have like a ghost in the back, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this one, quite honestly. Not the ghost I wanted to see. I guess I should have been a little more specific with that. Unless they have a ghost that isn't half dark to neutralize my moves. Ugh. Yes, unfortunately, Sableye with the dark does not help this situation out. If it was a pure ghost, maybe I could have come back here. But unfortunately, this thing is just going to be loaded with energy. And then I know the claws are resisted, which is nice, but they're still going to just have 100 energy coming out. So foul play here and probably a foul play immediately on my Sableye. So I do not think I can come back on this one. So yeah, that's a team. And again, this is just a team that you got to know your Pokemon and feel comfortable with certain ones. Nice catch too. So with that, actually this was a lot closer than it should have been, considering I screwed up a bunch. With that, let me know if there's like go-to Pokemon for you guys and what they are, which ones they are. I know Alfie loved his like Scrafty Tentacruel Ultra League team. Like there's definitely some go-to teams and stuff. Like I had a go-to team in Ultra League for a while. Like I actually had, before all the nerfs and buffs, my go-to team was the one I hit legend with, Pidgeot, Jellicent, Swampert. And then I changed it to Dragonite, Jellicent, Swampert during the meta shift a bit. And that was the one team that I put together that helped me dominate every time. And again, had Swampert on it, right? And Pidgeot, if you looked at it, I still haven't changed that banner after all these years. If you look at the banner on on my channel, you'll see Pidgeot. Because, just to throw on that before we end this video, is I've only played 2 of the main series games, Red and Gold. And every single time with Red, there was always... I usually picked Charmander to get Charizard, but otherwise there was only 2 other Pokemon that were on my team every single time. And that was like, I got a Pidgey and I made a Pidgeot, and I got a Abra and made an Alakazam. So those 2, Alakazam and Pidgeot, were always on my teams for Pokemon Red. So yeah, just have some soft spots for some Pokemon. Anyways, let me know if you have a soft spot for certain Pokemon that you always play with in GBL. Otherwise, I put a video out yesterday on the memberships late last night if you want to check that out. And I think we have one viewer submitted video coming this afternoon, and then league turnover tomorrow. So that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.